Luke, here we are. The defence of your title begins here in Newcastle. Do tournaments feel different when you're defending them?
Not really. No, I don't think it feels any different. Obviously, there's that added expectation that you don't want to see it go back to someone else. You want to win it again. So maybe that added extra pressure on it. But it's a 16, 17-week tournament, so you can't be getting pressured on the first night and stuff. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one.
Heading into this, you must be delighted with the way performance. I know you didn't win at the weekend, but the performances were incredible. So heading into this, you must be delighted.
Yeah, that's what I just said in another interview. I think it's given me a big boost of confidence, to be fair. And obviously not winning was, of course, disappointing, but it's just the way I played. My scoring ability was probably the best it's been ever, maybe. My 180 hit was the best I've ever seen, really. And, the amount of times I was threatening 9 darters was quite a nice little confidence boost myself. So, that's a scoring level I know I can achieve a lot more often. And the doubles were good in moments. If I supply both together, then I'll become a completely different, dangerous player.
Luke said earlier he thinks that your two dominance will continue, that the packer are still away. Do you feel that as well, that when you two are on like you have been and at the Masters, you are a league above the rest?
I think he's definitely a league above everyone, but I'm the one that's closest to him at this moment in time. I'm the one that can really push him and stretch him out a little bit. And of course, there is other players. I don't just think that I'm the dominating force behind him. I think there is a few, but I've just shown levels of consistency that the others don't. Definitely Gerd Price and Jan van Veen are definitely two players that are playing good darts, and they can definitely challenge not just him, me, and everyone else. But of course, we always find the scenario it's me and him in finals a lot because we're probably the two most consistent players. That's the key bit about it. Maybe I'm not better than certain players. I'm just more consistent, and then that's what it is key to making these big major finals. And I know sometimes it gets boring that it's just me and him in finals, but am I not the only one that's really pushing him in these finals? You know what I mean? If it's anybody else, it could be one-sided, like we've seen many, many times. So, it's always exciting playing him, though, because it's so much to play for. And he is right. Maybe we are the two that are breaking free at this moment in time. Thank you.
Luke, you've spoken about the changes you've made to your lifestyle and your equipment. You've made a great start to the season. Do you think we could see an even better version of Luke Humphries in this Premier League?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just small little changes that give you 1-2% on top of your already decent ability that I've got can help me massively. And the small changes I've already made with the darts have paid off straight away. Got to be careful not to get too excited because cut the bad performances. I don't want them negative thoughts coming in thinking they're not working. I've proved that they work. So the new health regime where I'm really starting to look after my health even more than I already did before, it's definitely paying its dividends. And hopefully, allows me to have another 10-15 years of a great career.
Only Phil Taylor and Michael Langone never defended this Premier League, which shows how difficult it is. What would it mean for you to try and emulate that? I mean,
exactly. That does show how difficult it is to do it. And, I've got a good record in it. I've made 2 finals, won it once. So, I've got that good sort of experience to fall back on and think you make that final, it's anybody's, first to 11. It's not such a long format. So, I'd love to go and join that club and be only the third person to ever do it. Thank you.
Hi, Luke. How different does the Premier League feel now going into it to what it felt like when you went in on your debut?
Yeah, I think the experience, you kind of know what to expect. It's easy to go into them every year thinking, right, let's sprint off the first and try and get wins really early. I think the main focal point for me is it's a marathon. You have to allow yourself a couple of bad weeks. It's happened to me the 2 years I've been in it. So it's just trying to stay focused and not let a couple of bad weeks get the better of you. And that experience definitely does help in the end. Obviously, for the new players, they'll soon learn that them sort of things.
As far as the Winmau World Masters go, is that one of the best tournaments that you've put together, sort of performance to performance? Because it was sort of 103, 104 average minimum throughout that tournament. You must have been disappointed not to win it with those performances.
Yeah, I think he probably close to the Grand Slam last year was pretty decent as well, but I'd definitely say that was up the number one that I've probably ever played consistently throughout the tournament. My scoring, finishing, everything combined was probably the best it is. And you can sit back and think, the tournament average of 104, 105. Yeah. How have you not won the tournament? But that's what happens when you don't have them crucial moments in finals. I have many moments where I could have really turned the game on its head. 3 darts at tops against Luke, but I didn't take it, and that's what you need to do. So. I'll just take great confidence from it. Of course, disappointed not to win it because it would be nice to go back to back. But I took some great confidence from that couple of few days
Do you-
that I played really well in.
Do you need to find one more gear to win a tournament, or is there another gear?
It's timing. I think
Yeah.
the gear's there. It's the timing that I need to sort of clean up a little bit more, because I find that usually when I lose tournaments, it's the timing that affects me. It's not the performance. It's like missing crucial shots here, missing crucial doubles there. Like I said, if I had hit them 3 darts against Luke to go 4-3 out, then I won the next 2. It could have been 6-3. So it's just a timing thing that I've really got to try and get off to. Learning, getting off to a good start, and then get that timing going. That will take me to the next level.
Thank you, Luke.
Thank you, mate.
Luke, on stage after that final, you said that maybe Luke Little is the greatest player ever. Was that something that you just said in the moment, in the emotion, or is that something that you would stand by?
I said it in the moment, but I still stand by it in a way that maybe the wrong word was used. I'm not going to backtrack on it. I still mean what I said, but using the word the greatest, maybe what I meant to say was he's the most talented dart player ever, and I stand by that. I think he is. Still easy to call him the greatest. I think it'd be unfair to say that really, without backtracking, that Phil to achieve so much, kind of harsh to not call him the greatest. So maybe I used the wrong term, but I definitely still stand by the fact he is the most talented dart player ever. Yeah, I think that not just his ability to be able to throw good darts, it's his temperament, it's his way of being so good under pressure, bounce back, all these type of things, all the credentials. But that's not me saying I'm going to accept defeat every time. That's I'm still up for it, still willing to challenge him, still going to push him all the way. But I'll still stand by that he's definitely the most talented dart player ever.
In that list, where would you put yourself? Because we've seen all of the majors you've won, and if Luke's not lifting the trophy, normally it has been you over the past few years.
Yeah, I don't want to be putting myself in certain brackets, and it'd be wrong. A lot of people might agree, a lot of people might not agree. I mean, maybe I might have prepped myself in the top 10 now. Maybe I think one World Championship's the only stumbling block, because most of the people in the top 10 probably won more than one World Championship. So if I can win another World Championships, then I'd say definitely in the top 10. But maybe I might just be there now, but I'd love to get in that top 5 by the end of my career. That's the goal. And I need to win a few World Championships to make that bit. So and a lot of majors with it, and with the way I'm dedicating everything now to try and be better and do everything I can. Who knows? 10, 15 years, maybe I can get myself there.
We've seen you and Luke in so many finals, but I mean that is the biggest game in world darts still. But with this format of the Premier League, is there a danger that occasion and match can be watered down a little bit, because we see it so often throughout the year?
Yeah, I think it probably already has been watered down a little bit. I think I see someone 27 times we've played each other in 2 years. I mean, it's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot of times to play each other. I guess most of the times, though, has been due to the fact that we've been meeting in the latter rounds because we've been the best players. So that's, it's going to happen. Obviously, the Premier League is what dilutes it a little bit more. When you see us both playing against each other in the Premier League, I think it's a little bit like, no one really cares as much. If you see us in a different major, in a major final, you said a match play or something like that, or like we did last weekend, then it's more exciting because it's a big tournament. It's not just a league or a nightly knockout win phase. So yes, it can be a little bit, but I think you're finding that in lots of sports. Yannick Sinner and Alcaraz, they play each other a lot now. It's because there's more tournaments as well. In 10, 15 years ago, there was, I think, 10, 12 tournaments, really. You know what I mean? It wasn't as many to play, and now we're in so many tournaments. You see it in Pro Tours, Euro Tours, World Series events, Premier League, majors. It's going to happen to everybody. You're going to see, Gian and Luke, me and Gian, and Josh and Luke, and Josh and me a lot more often, which is just the way it is with the formats, unfortunately. But maybe it might change in the future.
Cheers, Luke. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Luke.
Hello.
Another Premier League campaign. How do you assess the field in this year's edition?
I think I've said this every year, but I think it's the best, to be honest. I think the additions of Jan and Josh are 2 really heavy scorers. Is going to make it exciting. For me, I think it's going to be very challenging for us all. Because when you've got heavy scorers, you can take the game away from you very quickly. With the added of Michael van Gerwen in there, Gerwyn Price, Johnny Clayton, who's one of the best doubles in the world, Stephen Bunting. It's a great lineup of players. So the way the standards going, I'd be adamant maybe to up it a little bit more, a few more players, because it's like so hard to pick from. There's other players that are not in it that are very good. Danny and James and Nathan are all players that could have easily been in this as well. So I think this is going to be really, really tough year, and I don't think you're going to be seeing me or Luke winning nights all the time, sharing it out. I think you'll see it shared out quite bit more this year.
And we mentioned about the Masters. Although obviously you fell just short in the end, how pleasing was it the performances that preceded that, especially beating Jan van Veen in the way that you did after what had gone previously between you?
Yeah, I mean it was a great tournament for myself. Obviously winning it would have been the icing, wouldn't it? If 9-darter, the way I played, to win it would have been brilliant. But it was obviously still something I was going to walk away from really proud of myself and the way I played. Pushed Luke all the way in that final. Could have won it, but. It's nice for the sport to realise that you can beat him. He is beatable. You just got to take your chances. And obviously the Van Veen game in the semi-final was obviously the best game I played all weekend. But there was always that people kicked on my shoulder. He's beat you so many times, beat you so many times, beat you so many. I didn't really care until I thought, right, I'm really up for it now. I want to put that to bed and stop people keep going on about it because it gets a bit annoying. So I sometimes when I get out for games, I really do come out playing really well, and I wish I was like a bit more often. I was fired up for it, so it was obviously really pleasing to put in such a great performance and now shut that to bed and not have to go in the Premier League. Everyone going, he's beat you 5-6 times on the trot. Now I've got him back for one.
And you're giving Hildesheim a miss next week for the Pro Tour. Is that a conscious decision now going forward to really structure your time and where you're going to be?
Yeah, it is. I said it last year. I won't do any Players' Championships where I kind of change my mind slightly. I'll do a few. I'm going to be accepting to the fact that if I don't qualify for the Players' Championships, I'm not going to blame anybody but myself. I'll play the Wigan ones, that's for sure, and a few here and there, and maybe Milton Keynes and Leicester. I'll probably play like 12, 14, maybe 16 in the end, possibly. But it'll all depend if how it goes. If I can win one, that'd be amazing because then I can sort of relax a little bit more. I made a final last year quite early, and that did help me out. If I didn't make that final, probably wouldn't have been in the Players' Championship. So we just play it by ear, to be honest. I think I've got so many playing tournaments to be involved in, and that it's just hard to commit to them all.
Hi, we didn't see anyone hit a 9-darter at the recent World Championships. I know you get the first televised one this year. Just wondering if there is any added pressure with the trophies and the big cash incentives now for the players when you're in that crunch moment trying to hit them.
It all depends on the person and who's doing it. For people like me, I'm not. If I was going for a 9-darter in the World Championships, the last thing going through my mind would be the 60 grand. I just want to hit a 9-darter so the crowd can go wild, and it's just the buzz is worth more than the money in a way. I kind of in the Masters obviously won nothing for it, but I didn't care because the buzz the crowd gets, make you kind of feel like a king. Everyone's there like buzzing, and you give that to them. If you're a lower ranked player and you're not earning loads and loads of money, and you've got double 12 for a 9-darter to win 60 grand, of course you probably feel that added bit of pressure. But for me, I'd feel a little bit of pressure going for a 9-darter, whether 100 grand's on it or nothing's on it.
Of course, you're guaranteed a great reception, I'm sure, in Leeds, but Newcastle tomorrow. Have you got any good memories of being in the North East, and how much are you looking forward to playing in front of 11,000 Geordies tomorrow?
Mate, it's one of the best atmospheres on the Premier League calendar, to be fair. So, for me, it's one I'm really looking forward to, and it's going to be a great night. It's a good one to start off with. Geordies are some of the best fans, especially Newcastle fans. They're some of the best. So, actually, Sunderland fans are good as well. So, it's going to be a mixture of both there. It's not just going to be Newcastle fans, and it's going to be a fun night. Thank you.
Luke, you mentioned Sinner and Alcaraz there. Do you think you and Luke can become one of the great sporting rivalries?
Yes, possibly. Yeah, I do think so. It's important with a rivalry that you got someone that can actually match them and challenge them. It's not a rivalry if someone's just beating you all the time. So, I have at this moment probably holding on to the fact that I'm still quite close to him, but I can't keep letting him beat me all the time in every final because then it will be just one-sided. So it's important that I fight and bounce back and make sure I, beat him in some finals as well. But at this moment in time, it is a good rivalry, and we're both the two best players in the world. We both push each other. That final in the Masters was amazing, but I know we can play even better than that. We've proved it. So, for us as players, it's exciting. It's a rivalry. It's exciting. If we're batting out like this for another 10 years, then it probably will go down as one of the greatest ones ever.
When you go into a tournament and you're the man that holds that trophy, does that target on your back feel like it gets bigger all the time?
It can do, yeah. There's a target on everybody's back when you're in the Premier League because we all want to beat each other. I'm not going to be thinking about this trophy every week that I'm playing. I'm going to be there focused on beating the player in front of me, winning the night, trying to gain all 5 points. But me and Luke have definitely got the biggest target. because everybody sort of sees us being in that final like they always do. But I think this year's going to be really tough. It's going to be a lot harder. There's no easy games. I'm not saying there was before. I'm just saying there's going to be no easy games this year. You're not going to be looking forward to playing someone rather than the others. And you know this is going to be a really exciting year for the Premier League.
Jesse first up as well. I mean, do you feel like he's getting closer back to his best, perhaps?
Yeah, slightly. Yeah, I think he's been playing a lot better. For me, just at this moment in time, I think he's just struggling to get over that semi-final line. You know, he's missed so many chances to make finals. I don't think he's made a major final in a long time. So, the performances are definitely there from him, and he's always been a heavy scorer, a good finisher, and he'll probably be pleased the way that his game's come back from where it was, say, 2 years ago.